Thank you for joining us on the THS Digital Media for our second of our doubleheader between the Toppenish Wildcats and the visiting Connell Eagles. Here we have the Wildcats coming off a victory last night against the Walloop Warriors, 64-56. That was a good comeback win for the Wildcats after a tough loss here at home against the Zilla Leopards. We did expect it to be a very tight matchup. The now ranked #1 in the state for 1A Zilla Leopards condemned dominance, and the Wildcats weren't able to overcome it. And with that, the visiting Connell Eagles, they're coming in off a victory of their own against College Place, 59-28, as they had an up and down season for themselves, coming with a record of 7-8. As here, the Wildcats themselves come with a 12-3 record, ranked 5th in the state, according to WIA-RPI rankings. They look to continue their wins and win streak. I started over after that tough loss. They were going into the game 9 wins against Zilla, but tough loss there. That will be the first of the 2 matches against Zilla, which are 2 very big forces in the 1A state championship region. They are both looking to contend for a state title this year, and that's a big goal for them. As for the Connell Eagles, their goal this season is making that state playoff. They're coming with a rough 7-8 record and looking for an upset victory here over the Wildcats. That would be very big for the program and a turning point heading here in the first matchup against the Wildcats. And here we're setting up with our reserves here in this game. We're looking for a big start from our 2 big players, Shane Rivera and Josh Perez, both accumulating 1,000 points here at the THS. Very big margins for both players, accomplished pretty much about a week apart from each other. That was a very big thing here. And we're expecting a very big start here by the Wildcats, and with that being, giving a chance for these reserves players who haven't quite made the big impact they wanted to this year, having their growing minutes tonight, more chances, more opportunities when it comes to those big games like Zilla, when we face them again towards the end of the season, being a very big game, as that will probably be a deciding factor on who will take the league championship or co-district championship. And you know, we're expecting big things here out of the reserve for the Wildcats. Just really want to see a lot of big players that we haven't had the opportunity to blow out with, especially coming off the bench, Anthony Cisneros. He's done a very good job mid-season towards now, showing the role he can have when given opportunities, and him really just having confidence in himself. Some other players I want to see jump a little bit more. Jaden Hansen, he's been very good on the rebounding side of the ball, and defensively, but a little more on the offensive side would be a great big help for this team when it comes to facing the bigger opponents later in the year, come playoff time. And here we also want to see a lot more experience out of these younger players. Sophomore and Josh Myers, he's showing glimpses, but quite hasn't established himself. And a player who's really established himself at times when needed, Jason Sanchez, especially early on against East Valley, sending our team to the overtime victory over the East Valley Red Devils. Very big learning moment there, and showing the opportunity and the skill he has, composure, especially in the big moments, down when he's needed. As for the team overall, outside of Josh and Shane, we want to see a big explosion here tonight. And here's we're cutting close to tip off as we're finishing up here with our intros of our reserves and starters. We're expecting something good out of these teams, both teams tonight. And we'll take a short break before tip-off as we listen on to the band performing the national anthem.
And shout out there to Derek Gore, the band director, and of course the saxophone woodwind section. Of course, I myself, a former band member here for the THS band back in my heyday, class of 2012. Anyways, folks, we are moments away from tip-off here between these two teams, the Connell Eagles and the Toppenish Wildcats, coming off a win last night over at Mattawa at Wahluke High School. We are moments away. And if you're not watching any of the sports, including maybe UFC 283, a couple of championship bouts going to be fought out here later on tonight. And in the words of Mike Goldberg, let's say, looked like the referee trying to play a little bit of a, trying to fake him out, both of them. Here we go. Back to action, 4 quarters, 8 minutes long. Who's going to come out on top? The Wildcats hoping to continue their success, and immediately fouled. Trying to go to the basket, Joshua Perez. Foul is going to be assessed to number 23, Cade Clyde. And a quick personal foul there by the Connell Eagles. It's going to take a lot. You want your team to be set up for success. You got to capitalize on those offensive looks. You don't want to leave empty-handed. Second free throw up and good there by Joshua Perez, getting scoring started early here in the first quarter. Shot up, no good. Perez on the other side with the reverse layup. 2 to go. 3-0 early on in this contest. Landon Joy leading point guard there for the Connell Eagles. Coming into this contest, one of the top teams in the East Division. Of course, a bit of a division that's wide open currently. There's that personal foul is going to be assessed to Jaden Hansen. Only one team above 500, and that's only by 1 game. So whoever's going to end up the winner of that division is going to have a lot of work ahead of them in this league. And there, Joshua Perez being fed by Shane Rivera on that turnover from the Eagles, capitalizing, putting up some points, 5-0 early on here. Well, somebody in that East Division is going to have to find a look. They're going to have to find a way to win. Otherwise, it might be a all-SCAC West Division appearance at the state tournament this season. So ball will be knocked out of bounds and back into the hands of Joshua Perez. It will go. Isaiah Maldonado getting a start here tonight. There, Joshua Perez thinking about the 3. Again, the Wildcats not really effective from 3-point land. It's not their main game. They like playing classic basketball. Shane Rivera rises up for a 3. Ball out of bounds. Last touch there by Kellen Reiner. And the Wildcats will have another possession here to open up the first quarter. Both teams know what they want to run. They want to capitalize on those opportunities. Maldonado, corner 3, and Perez off the back iron, fighting Hansen, keeping his hands alive. Troy still there, back to Perez, and a fresh shot clock, and another possession here stolen by the Wildcats. That's that defensive effort. Maybe you're not able to get points on the offensive side, but you definitely can prevent the other side from scoring and even give your team an opportunity to come up with an extra bucket where it probably wouldn't have come. 3, no good there from Perez as he looks to be off the mark in these opening minutes from 3-point land. Perhaps trying to follow the rhythm and the consistency that the Lady Wildcats were playing with from 3-point land earlier today. Well, the Wildcats, of course, just been a little while since they've had a shooter, a sharpshooter on their squad at the very least. They're always very effective and very capable of having players that know how to play fundamental basketball. This season, of course, Shane Rivera and Joshua Perez being tasked with carrying this team, and they've been doing it well. With the other team, with the rest of the team, providing some good defensive abilities and tasks. Anthony Cisneros able to bring down that rebound, and now Shane Rivera's going to go himself. Isaiah Maldonado, he's going to shoot the three, and he gets that one to go. Isaiah Maldonado has been one of those players that coaches were expecting to contribute a little bit more as the season went on, and indeed, he's starting to develop that bad hand. 8-0, Wildcats leading early on in this first quarter. And welcome back here as Landon Troy. Getting the Connell Eagles started again on offense. Stops his dribble, Kate Clyde, shot no good, and the ball will be tipped out of bounds by Kellen Reiner. Possession will go back to the Wildcats. It's one thing you can't have against this Wildcat squad. If you look to pick up a win here tonight, you cannot come up empty-handed on your offensive possessions. If you play your defensive game plan correctly, you either shut down, or both are capable of shutting down Perez and Rivera, then you got a pretty good chance. Jason Sanchez there with a nice little hook shot from inside the free throw line. And now Landon Troy is pocketed by Perez, and he finishes for two. That's what Joshua Perez can do. You gotta be aware, look at that, a second steal in a row. Look at Joshua Perez, and now Shane Rivera step through, Euro, and gets another two to go. And another timeout called by the Connell Eagles as they find themselves in a 14-point hole. 3:53 remaining here in the first. Take a break. Be back here at THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network, here as Ryken Turner inbounds it into the hands of Blade Kescatalo. Turner, Kescatalo trying to find a way to get this across half court. They do. Clyde receives it, and he's fouled. Free throws coming up for the first time here tonight for the Connell Eagles. That's a rare mistake from the Toppenish defense, leaving a man wide open. Kate Clyde, he had an opportunity, a clean look at the left side layup. And now first free throw up and no good. Second one here for Clyde, and that one is up and good. First point of the night for the Eagles. They remain down by 13. Myers, Anthony Cisneros, and now Shane Rivera. Perez, three, blocked. You know, you gotta like the effort from Joshua Perez in shooting three. It looks like right now that three-point shot is not looking very good. maybe you're going to have to limit your opportunities from there. Fighting for the rebound. Jason Sanchez and Shane Rivera trying to collect the rebound, but out of bounds off of Sanchez. And Cade Clyde is going to reset this team for the Eagles. Nick Cortez is going to make their way back onto the floor for the first time here tonight. Make an appearance. Clyde underneath and able to score over Rivera. The Connell Eagles have a big player down there in Cade Clyde, able to match up and bump with Shane Rivera. They're going to have to use him a little bit more here in this contest if they want to keep it close and have a chance at winning here tonight. Back to Cortez. Shot no good. Block there from Reiner. The Eagles pushing through to the hole. No good. Rivera able to collect the miss from Carson Lloyd. Perez spots up, takes the three, and finally gets one to go from downtown. That's what it's going to take. Lloyd over and back in a turnover by the Eagles. You got to value possessions. You do not want to have turnovers against this team because they will capitalize on those opportunities. Shane Rivera up high on the block, and he's fouled by Choi.
Foul charge number 5, Landon Choi.
And a timeout going to be called by the Eagles as they're going to have 2 remaining. 17-3, Wildcats leading. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Welcome back. THS Digital Media Network inbounded to Jason Sanchez. Joshua Perez making a couple of moves, trying to find some separation. And now Rivera trying to go to work himself. Sanchez will take a dribble. Joshua Perez, Rivera, rare 3 from him, and able to nail it. Shane Rivera once again not one of those normal 3-point shooters. Again, 3 points, 3-point shots, not really the specialty for the Wildcats. And Rivera able to get a steal. Up ahead, misses the layup, rare, and now Choi trying to collect it and not able to hang on and keep that one together. And so now Landon Choi will have an opportunity to restart things for the Eagles, get them back on track. Wildcats leading by a huge margin early on here in this first half. Perez, Choi losing it and out of bounds. Back to the Wildcats. Aaron Chase and Blade Cascatalo making their way back onto the floor. And Shane Rivera will reset things, or excuse me, Joshua Perez with the dribble. Josh Myers. And Rivera working over the left side. Left wing 3 from Perez, no good. Nick Cortez couldn't handle the rebound, and back to the Eagles. Aaron Chase back over to Turner. He's going to take a dribble. Landon Choi almost gives it up there. Aaron Chase able to reset. And Jake Davis, Chase, shot no good. Rivera coming up, getting the rebound. Perez over to Sanchez and able to finish the fast break with 2. 19-point lead now for the Wildcats. Final seconds of the first quarter. And that's going to be it. 8 minutes done here, first quarter. Wildcats leading 22-3 over the Connell Eagles. Take a break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Be back here. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. Start of the second quarter. Wildcats with a huge commanding lead, 19 points to open up the first quarter. They continue this trend. Toppenish Wildcats ranked number 5 this week in the WIAA RPI polls. Of course, those polls not official for playoff seeding just yet. Rebound comes to the way of the Wildcats, and now Joshua Perez pushing through, finds a lane and gets 2 to go. Joshua Perez knows what he's doing when he's out there on the floor. Never mistake his moves. He's trying to set up players for success. Jason Sanchez gets a hand in there and steals it away, running the floor, taking it himself, goes up. Oh no, can't finish. So close. Sometimes that's all it takes. Oh, stolen away there, Hansen. Now Cortez, back over. Perez, oh, still can't get that 3. He is 1 for 5 here from downtown here in this contest. Hey, sometimes it's just not your night. And that's one way that you know is you're just not able to get simple shots that should be going down. Of course, a three-pointer, not really the Wildcats' specialization here this season. You gotta wonder if that's gonna come into play once district playoffs, and then barring any potential upsets, how state playoffs may go. Sanchez with a jumper, couldn't get that one to go, and Cade Clyde able to get the rebound, and back to Landon Choi. Here's Joshua Perez just stepping up. And a quick hand check foul is going to be called on Joshua Perez. It's going to be his first.
Foul called. Number 5 of the Wildcats, Josh Perez. His first.
Lloyd, long 3 from Kescatalo, no good. Anthony Cisneros, Jaden Hansen now back over to Cortez. Rivera with an open lane. He goes up and under, and wild finish. Good for 2. Rivera liked what he saw, and he took advantage of it. Great opportunity from him.
Toppenish foul, number 12, Shane Rivera.
And Shane Rivera is assessed his first personal foul here as substitution coming in for the Eagles. Kellen Reiner and Tyler Lee checking in for the first time here tonight for the Eagles. Clyde fed, Open for three, Jake Davis off the back iron, fighting for a rebound, and that will go out of bounds. Last touch by Kellen Reiner. Wildcats just know how to box out. They know where to position themselves, especially after that ball is shot. They want to take advantage of every opportunity that's presented to them, prevent second chance opportunities from happening. Rivera being fed a high pass. Hansen trying to keep his attempted reception alive. Anthony Cisneros back up top now in between the circles. Hansen, ball deflected right into the hands of Rivera. Going to have to find an outlet. Isaiah Maldonado, 5 seconds, 4 seconds remaining, and Shane Rivera finishing down low post on the right side for two. You got to give it to your best scorers. And a double dribble going to be called on Lee, and that's going to be another turnover for the Eagles. And Kate Clyde's going to check back in along with Ryken Turner for the Eagles. And a timeout called by the Toppenish Wildcats. They lead big by 25 points, 28-3 over the Eagles. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back to THS Digital Media Network. Anthony Cisneros tasked with bringing the ball down the court. Cortez back to Hansen. And a foul called on the ground. Tyler Lee going to be charged with a personal foul. Cisneros. Ball in his hands, and now to Rivera. Cortez gets it to Hansen and finds a lane and finishes for two. Hansen has been one of those top reserve players this season. Coaches want to see a little bit more offense from him when he has opportunities. Shane Rivera able to get the rebound after the shot from the Eagles. Isaiah Maldonado tried to track it down, able to save possession. Hansen to Cortez. Rivera over on the left sideline. Isaiah Maldonado trying to get it to Hansen inside, but met with a lot of pressure. Open for three. Rivera going to take it and strike it down. Rivera continues his offensive success. Lloyd almost loses possession. Back. And they're trying to get something going there with Kate Clyde. Gage Williams and Josh Myers are going to check in. Whereas the Wildcats have a 30-point lead. 3:45 remaining here in the second quarter. Kate Clyde. Jumper no good. Anthony Cisneros takes a dribble. Met with a ton of pressure. Back to Rivera. Gonna slow some things down. Get yourself out of pressure situations. 3-point land. Rivera off the mark. Isaiah Maldonado fighting for it, and off of Maldonado and back to the Connell Eagles. The ball will go. Now it can be tough when you're playing up against taller, lengthier players in this league. When you put your physicality into it, definitely changes things. And again, right there, oh, ball saved and right into the hands of Cisneros. Rivera, he's fouled, and free throws coming up.
Shooting foul charge number 12, Kellen Reiner.
So Kellen Reiner going to be charged with another personal. And that's going to send Shane Rivera back to the free throw line. Free throw up and good. One more. Second one also good. First time at the free throw line comes up perfect. Choi with Perez. Now Rivera guarding. 3-point shot there from Turner. No good. Perez stopping his dribble, finding somewhere to go, almost losing it, and a foul going to be called first on the ground against the Eagles. Reset time coming. Reiner with the second. Gage Williams with an open look jumper, no good. Cisneros able to save the rebound. And another possession here for the Wildcats. The offense is running through Joshua Perez and Shane Rivera. You want to take advantage of that right now. Close this game out, even though you're already leading big. You just want to make a point of it. Rising up, jumper, and gets the soft touch to go in for two. It's been on Joshua Perez and Shane Rivera here in the first two quarters. Shot no good there from Reiner. Rivera finding Perez. Open look layup and good for two. It's the Perez and Rivera show. And much back like in the old days in radio. You had Opie and Anthony among some of the top radio programs in the country. Who's going to work third mic? That's who they're looking for here as the season winds down and as the Wildcats prepare for playoffs. Rivera to Gage Williams. Attempt is no good, but Cisneros keeping his hands active, trying to pickpocket Kellen Reiner. Now Kate Clyde. Over to Turner, and Reiner now with another opportunity. Turner feeds it. Clyde underneath, and Gage Williams with the foul on Clyde. Free throws coming up. That's not a bad foul. It's understood that you don't want your players committing fouls, but much worse if you just allow a player to get a simple bucket. You want to make them earn it one way or another. This time it's at the free throw line. Kate Clyde missing his first. Kate Clyde with the ability to get a point here in the second quarter. And there it is, first point of this quarter. Wildcats doing a very good job defensively. I'm not allowing this Eagles team to get a single good offensive look. And that's great, and that's what's kept the Wildcats alive in a lot of games, especially against bigger and tougher opponents. Oh, look at that. Cisneros fighting for another possession. Talking about those active hands and that ability and effort to keep fighting regardless of what point it is in the game. Cisneros trying to earn himself another bucket. Another good play there. Choi dealing with Perez. Has to find an outlet on that one. Clyde, he goes up, gets a jumper to go for two. Right now, Cade Clyde's the only one capable of getting a bucket. Looks like he might have the secret sauce here for the Eagles. Shane Rivera rising up for a three and gets it to go. Shane Rivera's offensive abilities keep continuing. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Wildcats 42 and the Eagles 6. We're going to take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We're going to take a break and be back here after this.
And here, as we approach close to the start of the third quarter, I present to you your halftime report. As for the Wildcats, we have our true leading scorer, Shane Rivera with 17, and his partner in crime, Josh Perez, tacking on 16 of his own. These two players have led the scoring for the Wildcats tonight in this early big lead for the Wildcats as the lead 42-6 here at halftime. As for the Connell Eagles, they have one player putting up all their points, Cade Clyde. He was able to put up points in both quarters, very limited though. And for the Wildcats, they are missing two of the starters, Santana Luna and Grayson Mespley. And players have stepped up tonight in their plays, and they haven't missed a beat here tonight. With that, we probably won't be seeing much of Josh and Shane in the third and fourth quarter. So we expect a lot more action out of these reserves here for the Wildcats. Josh and Shane, very good 1-2 combo here for the Wildcats. Showing the ability to lead this team to a very big blowout. Something that they should be comfortable with, but not let down here at the start of the third quarter. As for the Connell Eagles, having more players step up outside of Cade Clyde, making it easier for him to make points here for the Eagles. A lot of mistakes here by the Eagles in the first two quarters, which really has shown, and the Wildcats very able to capitalize on those mistakes. Some of the good things we've seen here in the first two quarters was ball movement and the willingness to attack from players outside of Josh and Shane. So we want to see that continue in the last two quarters here as we start very close in the third quarter.
Of course, the Connell Eagles are going to have to make some adjustments. We're going to see what those adjustments look like coming out of the locker room. Here to start off the second half. Wildcats with a huge margin win, or should I say huge margin lead, not win just yet. They are approximately 4 points away, not approximately, but 4 points away from getting running clock started on this contest, so it could be an early night. Let's see how the Wildcats attack and start this second half. There as Anthony Cisneros taking a dribble. Back over to Joshua Perez. Now Isaiah Maldonado.
Yeah, Isaiah Maldonado, one of the starters out here tonight, accompanied by Anthony Cisneros. They both have been able to take that starting role here with Grayson Mespley and Santana Luna out tonight.
Joshua Perez rises for the three. Not very effective from downtown. Only 1 of 6 after that 3-point taken from Joshua Perez.
Yeah, Josh Perez having just an off night tonight. Still able to put up 16 points there today.
Most of that work for Joshua Perez coming in the paint, driving into the lanes, getting fouled, and of course just being able to finish at the rim. Shot no good there by the Eagles. Joshua Perez able to get the miss. Back over to Rivera. He goes straight to the hole, and he's fouled.
Well, here we have Shane Rivera. He was able to get himself up the line. Something he's been able to get good at tonight. He's been pretty good tonight from the free throw line as he looks to add to his total of 17.
Here is the first free throw attempt is going to go up and good.
We're right here looking to add on to his lead, to have a running clock, and give opportunities for the other players on his team.
Second one. That one's also good here as Shane Rivera now has 19 on the night after those two.
Yeah, as we look here for the Eagles, not the greatest night they've been wanting to have. As you know, here trying to finish strong, finish with something to have in their next matchup as very important as they try to stay close in their race for the division.
Played Pescatalo. Landon Choi, who was having some trouble handling the ball up against Joshua Perez. Cade Clyde turning around and finishing at the rim for 2. Their only score so far in this game.
Yeah, Cade Clyde is going back to work. Something that's been working for him is down low when he gets the chances. He might have make all his shots, but still adding back to this Eagles points.
The limited offensive effectiveness of the Eagles there as Joshua Perez lines up another 3. 1 for 7 after that one. Joshua Perez perhaps just trying to take advantage of the open look opportunities that he has, probably knowing maybe in the future 3-point shots are going to be very important, especially as they get deeper into the postseason.
Yeah, Josh Perez, a very great shooter. Something that you don't see a lot out of him is misses like he has tonight, 1 for 7, and it's not looking quite good. But just keep shooting out there, and he'll be good from the big games.
And Jaden Hansen fed the ball and going up strong and fouled. Free throws coming up for him. Jaden Hansen, of course, one of those improved players this season, earning a very significant role and at times starting as well. There is his first free throw attempt is going to go up and good.
Good to see Hansen here getting his point, get his shots up. After a rough start here with 2 early fouls, and he's been seeing a lot more playing time in the second half.
And Jaden Hansen able to complete those free throws. Perfect from the free throw line on that exchange. Now Perez guarding up against Choi, who's had some difficulty moving the ball. Three-pointer no good there from Kescatalo. Perez able to track that one down, finds Isaiah Maldonado. Working down in the low post, has to get rid of it. Ball tipped away right into the hands of Kescatalo. He's going to slow it down and try to measure things up. Choi, he launches it. 3, no good. Battling for possession, and now Jaden Hansen able to control things and get that ball back into his possession.
And still with that, miss after miss, it still leaves Clyde as the only scorer for the Connell Eagles.
Joshua Perez there with a nice layup finish from the left side. Kescatalo with the 3, and look at that, finally another score here for the Connell Eagles. First player outside of Cape Clyde to put some points up on the board.
Yeah, just what the Eagles needed, someone to step up, making the big shots, and they continue to fight back here as they start to see that this night is not over and keep adding on and taking away from the Wildcats' lead.
Perez setting up a move, stopping his dribble. Rivera rises up, jumper, and he's fouled. Free throws coming up.
Yeah, Rivera does what he does best, put shots up, draw fouls that the defenders don't know how to stop. Josh and Shane, the 2 big men here for the Top Range Wildcats.
First free throw here for Shane Rivera goes up and good.
And there again, Rivera just looking composed at the free throw line. Something that there was a trouble against the Leopards, which could have cost him the game. And what it looks better now.
Shane Rivera there, able to regain his confidence so far here tonight. Perfect from the free throw line. Kescatalo dealing with Cortez right in front of him. Reiner back over to Cape Clyde, misses with the hook shot, puts it back up, and finally another bucket to go.
And yet again there, Clyde putting up more shots for these Connell Eagles. Still doing this one-man job with a slight help from another teammate. And here the Wildcats trying to set some offense up, ball movement, something to help each player have the chances.
And a three-pointer there from Jaden Hansen as he is starting to develop his offense as we speak. He already has 7 on the night.
Yeah, Hansen looking to be more of a well-rounded player. Right now he does very good on his defensive side, his passing abilities, and looking to add more on the offensive side for his team.
Shot no good there. The Wildcats run that ball down. Joshua Perez, now Nick Cortez. Wide open, maybe even could have taken a shot there, but decides against it. Resets right into the hands of Joshua Perez, who's going to reset things. Oh no, and ball stolen and stepped on the sideline there. As Ryken Turner trying to make a play for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're a mistake by the Wildcats, something you don't see a lot out of. It might be, the team that had the big lead, a little bit of sloppiness by there, and hope they don't get too entitled with the big lead here they have in the third quarter.
Aaron Chase and Jake Davis checking in for the Eagles. Long 3 there from Perez, 1 of 8 now. Not very successful from downtown, but regardless, Perez still with 16 points in this contest, 18 points officially. So not very accurate from downtown here tonight, but nonetheless, the score indicating that it's not needed regardless. 40-point lead for the Wildcats.
Yeah, here, 40-point lead, winning clock. Just keep adding on to this total, and the Wildcats should be good for tonight.
And And that's going to be a shot clock violation after the shot from Troy did not hit the rim. The rebound did come to the way of...
Yeah, Josh not having his best night, but it really isn't needed when you have your teammate.
And Joshua Perez with another shot himself. He continues now with 20.
Again, Josh, Shane, the big players here contributing big for the Wildcats. As you see here, a lot of other players coming up for the Wildcats.
Nick Cortez stealing that one away. Perez trying to make the move, ball tipped and out of bounds.
Here you see Perez being subbed off, and now with his luck here, it's an unusual lineup, but definitely needed for experience for all of these players out here on the court.
Cortez inbounding it to Jason Sanchez. CJ Torres also out on the floor. A lot of reserves right now earning minutes here as this game is above 40 and running clock the rest of the way. Jason Sanchez, oh, he can't make the shot, gets his own miss though. Back, CJ Torres. Trying to get a reset here, 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock, gonna have to take it. Torres off the front iron, no good. Clyde with the rebound.
Yeah, there's a shot by CJ Torres. He's a JV swinger here for the varsity.
And a timeout called down the floor by the Connell Eagles as they are down big to the Wildcats, 55-13. We're gonna take a break, be back here, THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Final minute of the third quarter. Back to action, Kate Clyde. Huge move underneath and finishes for two.
Yeah, even with this game pretty much out of reach, Kate Clyde just taking every chance he has, showing why he's probably the best player on this Connell team. A bright spot, looking forward as the upcoming matches, which will be needed in this season.
Jumper there from Jason Sanchez.
Then we got the freshman stepping up. He's gonna take big chances here in the fourth quarter. Very big developing quarter for these teams here.
And now Nick Cortez with that deflection gets it right back into his hands. Josh Myers, 6 seconds remaining on the clock. Who's gonna take the opportunity here? Ball will be out of bounds. And that's going to end the third quarter. Wildcats still up big, up 42 points, 57-15. We're going to take a break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back. And welcome back here to THS Digital Media Network. Fourth and final quarter with the running clock, 57-14, 42-point lead here for the Wildcats. And the reserves pretty much out on the floor to finish out this contest, especially after a tough win against the Wahluke Warriors over at Mattawa, Washington yesterday, traveling to Mattawa over at Wahluke High School. And this game pretty much wrapped up from the end of the second quarter, first half. And now the Wildcats simply just trying to close out these last few minutes, this last quarter. There as Clyde able to make the first free throw. Clyde pretty much, he's the only scorer besides Blake Cascatalo who has gotten points in this game. Leading all scorers with 14 points, Cade Clyde. Sanchez with Turner right there in front of him. Ball on the ground. Lopez able to get a handle on it. And now Lloyd. Ball down the court. Jake Davis. Opportunity for him. Cade Clyde. Ball deflected. No foul call. Still playing hard. Gage Williams tries to block the jump shot of Cade Clyde, and he gets another 2 to go. And the Wildcats going to take another timeout. 57-19. We're going to take another quick one here. THS Digital Media Network. Welcome back here to THS Digital Media Network. Jason Sanchez getting ready, Josh Myers getting ready to inbound and gets it into the hands of CJ Torres, who is tasked with bringing the ball down the court. Cortez to the basket, partially blocked from behind, and that ball will be out of bounds. Possession will belong to the Eagles. This is a great opportunity for the reserves to have some good minutes out on the floor up against a starting lineup. Get them used to the pace and to the physicality that it takes to play at that level. Game speed, game strength, just so different. You need to get used to it. And Clyde receiving a long pass, able to contain it. Receives it again, hook shot, no good. Turning around, Turner able to clean up, and finally the third player to score here tonight. First bucket for Riken Turner. Wildcats just, they need to stick to their game plan, especially with the reserves. This is going to help them out in the long run. When you go through those stretches where you have your starters out, especially when you have Shane Rivera and Joshua Perez not available, you got to learn how to create your own offense. Either you do it yourself or you do it systematically by running plays. And Clyde continuing his offensive success here tonight, the leading scorer for this Connell Eagle team. Torres to Cortez, couldn't finish at the rim. Turner to Lopez, and now Clyde from the free throw line. Jumper no good. Lopez with the attempted putback, no good. Chasing it down, CJ Torres trying to keep his footing. Finds Cortez, and now Josh Myers running the left side of the floor back to Jason Sanchez. Young freshman. And Torres now resetting, finding Gage Williams over on the right wing. Oh, Turner able to pick that one. Sanchez trying to play tough defense and fouled on the attempted shot from Riken Turner. Sanchez is going to be assessed that personal. And a timeout taken on the floor by the Eagles. 4:32 remaining Wildcats still with the big lead, 57-23. Be back here, THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back. Here as Turner's at the free throw line. First one's up, no good. Turner with his first opportunity at the free throw line, not able to nail the first. Still one more. Cannot nail the second. Gage Williams reaches up and gets the rebound. And Anthony Cisneros is checked into the game, running the offense now. Isaiah Maldonado. Quick dribble there. Cisneros back over. Sanchez, left wing, right wing now. Gage Williams, he's going to take it himself. And he's going to be marked out of bounds. And a turnover there by the Wildcats. Wildcats haven't really put up much offense here in this fourth and final quarter. Of course, when you have Shane Rivera and Joshua Perez out of your lineup, pretty hard to put up some points at times. And Lopez able to get that one to fall through. 2 points. Jesus Lopez, only the fourth player here tonight to score. Jason Sanchez finding a lane and powering through for the finish for two. Quick entry. Davis with the three, way off the mark. And Gage Williams is just going to let that one bounce out of bounds. Get the Wildcats to reset. Anthony Cisneros. Josh Myers trying to put up a shot and he's blocked from behind. Jake Davis over to Lee. Lopez open and gets the jumper to go. And the way Jesus Lopez is confidently shooting that jumper, looks like the Connell Eagles could have used that a little bit more effectively early on in the contest. Maldonado, Cisneros right there. Myers trying to direct his player, Isaiah Maldonado. 5 seconds remaining, he's gonna have to find an outlet quickly. Sanchez puts up a shot and banks it off the backboard. 4-2. And good on Jason Sanchez. He's earned himself 10 points tonight in double-digit scoring. Lee, long three, in and out. Lloyd putting it back up, no good. Anthony Cisneros blocking out, able to get the possession. Stopping his dribble. Taps it into the hands of Maldonado. And here with the final 90 seconds remaining, Wildcats just looking to run out this clock. Well, this is a great showing right here. Here in the last few minutes, the Wildcat reserves have shown that they can run an efficient offense. Josh Myers with the way too strong three. Lee with the layup attempt. And he's fouled by Gage Williams. He's going to pick up a personal. Tyler Lee going to go to the free throw line for the first time here tonight. Tyler Lee, his first free throw's up, no good. Still one more.
My ball now.
And good. 1 out of 2 for Tyler Lee. Officially the 5th different player to have at least a point here tonight.
And also,
CJ Torres thought about the 3 there as quickly as we're underneath 1 minute. Wildcats, of course, in the commanding lead. Sanchez not able to get it through, sends it back and keeping it alive, being tipped around, still on the ground. Cisneros, new possession, open there momentarily, and now Wildcats about a 6-7 second differential in the shot clock, and Gage Williams gets that ball poked away from him, and now Lopez. Get the ball in his hands. Jake Davis taking a dribble over to the right side. Tyler Lee, he's going to launch up, take a 3 off the mark. CJ Torres able to track that one back down. And 8 seconds remaining, and that's going to be the end of this contest as Torres will just let this clock run out, and he's going to dribble it out. And that's going to be the end of the contest. Final score, Wildcats 61, Connell Eagles 28, as the Wildcats continue their winning ways after the loss at Zilla from Zilla last week here at home. All right then, folks. What an amazing doubleheader we've had here tonight. Let's count out points. Guess what? Joshua Perez with 20. And then Shane Rivera, 21 to himself. Right behind him, you had 10 from Jason Sanchez, contributing a lot here in this contest. 7 from Jaden Hansen. 3 from Isaiah Maldonado. Good shot there at the beginning. And then, no, that looks like that'll be all the scoring here tonight for the Wildcats, as they had 5 different scores. And 2 of the players, Joshua Perez and Shane Rivera, with 20-plus points on the night. On the other side, not a lot of scoring, but still some statistics. Riken Turner with 2, Blade Cascatalo with 3, 4 from Jesus Lopez off of some open look jumpers, 1 from Tyler Lee. And then finally, here to end the night, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points from Cade Clyde, who came alive in the second half, put up more offense. Unfortunately, just not enough here to compete with the Wildcats offensively tonight. Final score, 61-28. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are upon the final weeks of the regular season. Of course, the THS Digital Media Network, the official championship broadcast partner this season. Of course, the championship game is going to be hosted here at the THS Wildcat Event Center here in Toppenish, Washington. So if you have the ability to come out here and watch those games here in a couple of weeks, come out here. If not, we're going to broadcast all those championship games to you live here from the THS Wildcat Event Center, and tune in exclusively on the THS Digital Media Network for all your SCAC championship coverage. Anyways, folks, great night of basketball, both the boys and the girls with the win. And here specifically for the boys, great win, large margin, 61-28. All right, folks, thank you for joining us here tonight. From me, Antonio Tony D. Dominguez, the whole THS Digital Media crew, we thank you for watching, and we'll tune in for senior night next week on Tuesday versus LaSalle. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Have a good night. God bless, and see you out there.